I'm just gonna do this one. Yeah, that's a lot of writing. The foot begins. Shit, I'm right here. Whoa, what's up, Yolanda? What up, Lupita? How you guys doing? I'm trying to check the comments. I'm all right. I'm just doing a little study. I said, you know what? I might as well just share the study process. Try to. I like to just pick a random page and take notes on it, copy it, just to learn. Like we did this study. So whenever I need to have like a little kind of practice, and build it up over time, it's good. Just all you really need is a page a day, right? And it doesn't even need to be like really well drawn. You just need to kind of get that knowledge and really get your hands moving. You want to have muscle memory because a lot of it is you copying the arts that they've produced of the foot and how he breaks it down and he describes it here. So, but it's a lot of writing. So let's see. We're here. It's information. Where was I? It provides stability for supporting body, anatomical shapes, and then using this information, yeah, to design. There we go. I might as well share what I'm learning as I go. You know what I'm saying? I said, you know what? I could I could just show like instead of just telling people to go read these books to work on their fundamentals and stuff in specific areas. I just show little versions of it every day, little tips from the book. So, let's see. To design volumes and line. Once I get here, I'll check the comments. Okay, then design, focus. Dude, I can't help but write caps all the time now, because when you're working on the comic, the dialogue, everything's in capital, and so I've been writing like that for so long now. It's like I'm used to it. I could do, regular like this, but I don't know. It's just, I feel like this is automatic now. So as a lever, we push or help. All right, let's check the comments. What's good? What up, Miguel? We're just doing a little art study today. I'm gonna do one page from each book and copy it word for word, just to kind of get some knowledge, quick knowledge in, and get some sketching done. All right. Well, in this case, we're studying the foot, and he's talking about how to break it down and how it functions. So, the process of drawing the foot begins by studying the design of the bones, right? So, looking at the placement of the anatomical shapes and then using this information to design volumes and line. Volumes and line. So when he's saying line, he means these, right? And volumes, he means the weight of it and what it contains, its substance. So the main design focus of the foot is that it provides stability for and supports the weight of the body. The design of the foot is similar to a shock absorber in that it can support the body's impact as it walks, runs, or jumps. It also can work as a lever to push or help propel the leg and body forward. Okay, let's see what we got here. Hi, what you writing, studying? Okay, good. How about you, Greg? Is this in hard study? Yep. Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to study anatomy. Yeah, I turn my brain off and I just copy it, and then I try to review it. Where did you get that book? This one, Figure Drawing, Design and Invention, Michael Hampton. It's when I was in school. I was, they would make you buy a bunch of books. So this is one of those books that I thought was really well written and clear. So I always kind of like to review it and create these notes. Um, have you seen Glass? Yes, I have, and it's amazing. Glass Fruit ASMR. That's something that I don't mind. Why are you telling me what a foot does? You don't know how a foot works. He's teaching us sort of how to think about it in terms of drawing and where to emphasize the impact. So like you'll see here, you have these right angle shapes, right? Boom, boom. He's making you think of how the foot works in relation to design, not just in terms of, what's obvious. So you'll have these bold, grounded kind of shapes where it's sharp, clear that the line of action, the direction of the momentum is going in, stops right there. And you'll have over here a clear way. What he's trying to do is show you the different planes on the drawing. So you have this plane that's right here, and then you got this plane. If you think about it as a cube, right? And so he's showing you, and he's making you think about it in a way to help you design. Um, so let's keep going. Before beginning, oh wait, you know what? I forgot to check the Instagram chat. All right, we're good on that one. TikTok chat. I don't see any comments, so we're good on that one. Okay, let's go back. Okay. Ah, shit, dude. I don't think I could fit all this. You know what? Oh, no. I have to write small. Super small now. Fuck it. I should have chose a different page. This motherfucker, he kind of is over explaining it, but it's all good. Ah, you know what? Let me see if I can remember how to do cursive. Where is it? To study. To study a part of. Yeah, fuck, I forgot. Of anatomy. I hope I can read this later. I fucking forgot how to do this shit. There is always much more to learn and get out of it than just the remembrance of muscle names. Okay. There is more. to learn thought than muscle names. We're just going to shorten that. He could have just said that. Okay. Okay. There is always much more to learn when I just remember muscle names, textures, and origin insertion points. I fucking forgot. Damn. Okay, so. Okay. Which have mostly been omitted in the study. Okay, you don't need to write that down, bro. It's a shit on the face. For example, the foot, the hand, and rest of the body are perfect lessons in the idea of form matching functions. Okay. The foot, hand, and rest of the body are perfect lessons in the idea of form matching functions. Foot, hand, entire body. Just okay. In other words, in addition to being a lesson in how to draw the foot, studying the foot will insist in you fudge. Well, this is important right here. Studying the foot will instill in you the natural principles of how a form is designed in order to match its needed function. Okay. Thinking this way will sensitize you to creating characters. Okay, this is gold right now. Okay, I guess we have to draw on the back of the page. Here, just gonna do like a quick gesture version of it. So, kind of try to understand. Zoom here. This. Let's just get some dark lines just to make it clearer. All right. That's all good. It's a study. We're gonna move on. Let's do the next book. Boom. All right, let's check the comments before we start. Here we go. Excuse me. Oh my goodness. Why are we writing it all? Did you know how feet help you walk? Did you know you have bones in your foot? Is that what the book says? How are you going so fast, so perfectly? This is impossible. No way. Yeah. Cursive. I don't think they teach it in school anymore, but when I was growing up, I had a class. But to be honest, I forgot how to do most. Honestly, forgot how a lot of cursive letters look like. But it's designed so you can write fast. And I'm like, I haven't done this in years. Okay, so this is actually the creator of Kim Possible. Oh yeah, wait, I gotta check the other chats. What's up? What do we got going on here on Instagram? Nobody. What up, Kaori? What do we got over here on TikTok? No comments, but I appreciate you liking the live. Whoever's liking the live. I don't see any comments. Maybe it's not updating, or maybe there's just no comments. We'll see. We'll find out. Refresh. Right now. Hurry up. 2 years later. I don't see no comments, but when I look at the phone, I can see people liking it. So I appreciate you guys. I'm sorry it's not showing over here on the laptop, The phone's a little far away from my site, so I'm trying to use this to check on the channel. That's not working out. What's good, Cohen? How you doing? All right, so now we're going to focus in on this art study. I'm basically going to do the same thing I just did with this figure drawing book. Copy a page. Just get your hands moving and get some quick dose of knowledge. These will be little tips. So this is the creator of, I think it was Kim Possible. And he just goes into a whole bunch of the tips of how he creates really rapidly, and he has a lot of different designs, and like he talks about variety in the forms, right? So different shapes. It's the same. You got circles and squares essentially, and he's rearranging them to create all sorts of different characters. And then let's see, everyday sketching techniques. Passion, practice, persistence, and patience. That means draw every day. Drawing daily helps you hone your skills. Obviously, yes. A journey of 1,000 miles must begin with a single step. Lao Tzu. Ancient Chinese secret. All right, now we got. That's pretty cool. These are really quick everyday sketches he does. Pretty cool. But I want to get to some more focused work. So let's see. He does this really interesting technique where he'll create silhouettes, and he'll do a bunch of silhouettes, all different shapes, and then from that he'll try to pull out a character. He's looking at the outside shape needs to look interesting, and that's kind of how you know. Like if you look at SpongeBob, right? You see SpongeBob is basically a square. If you just look at the silhouette where it's all black, right? He's basically a square that looks like this, right? And then you got Patrick. I made him fucking slim. Hold up. We're just going to do the silhouette, right? So, but you immediately recognize them because their silhouettes are so clear. Even if it's simple, it's so clear, right? So let me go ahead and flip that. We're going to use this side. So that's a way to kind of check your design. Does it have an interesting silhouette? So he kind of goes into that. Oh, let me see. He talks about the line of action. You see how you got these red lines? Boom, boom. He talks about the direction. All these different lines of action are going. Think of it as where the momentum or energy is in the drawing, you know? So wherever it's pointing towards is the edge of where that momentum is there. Okay, avoid the ladder, yada, yada, yada. I want a simple tip, bro. Good law. All right, you know what? We're going to have to... Tangents. Okay, I guess this is... Let's talk about this. This is simple enough. This is kind of boring. Okay, pushing your animal shapes. What the hell? Look at the joke. Okay, I guess we'll just do this. All right, pushing your animal shapes. All right, and this is called drawing the silver way. I'm just call it silver way. Silver way, page 234. Doodle Bob, exactly. 234. All right, let's see what he says about pushing your animal shapes. So if you ever need ways to push your shapes and even a specific species of animal, use a photo booth app on your video device to warp real animals. Oh, that's cool. So take a picture of your dog and then play with it in terms of the like fish lens or whatever filters, um, to warp the rim, as well as pictures, animals. It opens up your eyes to the that to what the word push means. Gotcha. I'm not gonna write all that. This practice has inspired designs, giving me a variety of ideas in terms of contrast, balance, and shape. Okay, so we're gonna distill it, and we're gonna say he's saying you can. Yeah, this is what we're gonna say. You can create a variety of designs by pushing, pulling, and warping the shapes that make up your character. There. All right, let's try that out. Let's see what it is. So he's got this. Essentially, it's this shape. This one's cool. I like that how he pulled. You can even see in the line of action how the energy, he's like pulling it. And so that's where that pinch is, and he's pulling the shape. So here. So I try to look at the overall shape without these little details. So you sort of have to kind of look past the magic trick, right, of the design. Oh, it's a dog. Well, actually, no, it's just a bunch of shapes with line and placed in a certain place that makes you that illusion. So try to turn that off. See it as shapes from a bird's eye view, a macro level, right? And then you could zoom in and get those details later. So let's break it all down. Got this kind of shape. His other ear, which takes up. Okay. And these guys, little mouth like that. All right, let's do that little Chihuahua one. We got a circle, and then it's like a just like this flat face right here, and then the snout. It's actually not that huge. So it goes actually over here. It's probably would end over here. Uh, Probably right here. Kind of goes like that too. Kind of looks like a duck. It connects it. All right, we did it. I think that's enough examples to kind of practice. Where's my eraser? I had everything right here. Oh, there. All right, let's check the comments. Okay, what do we got? What's good? Are you studying anatomy? It was. Now we're studying cartooning with the creator of Kim Possible's books, The Silver Way. All right. All right. Let's do one more. This is another book I keep recommending to people. So let's see. I'm going to pick one page to copy. This is such a crazy sharpener, and this sharpener is made specifically for this Stadler lead holder pen. You got to get the lead separate. But look how sharp that is! Holy moly! Scary. But I like to use my Tombow pencils. I like to use these ones. I just like the graphite quality of it. It's good. Okay, so now we're gonna do Mad Art of Caricature by Tom Richmond. Okay, let's go. This was a really, really eye opener. This book right here for me, because it opened my world to like really understanding that everything is just shapes. You just learn key shapes that you could then manipulate, and you have a good understanding of how these shapes in relation to their position make up faces and where it sits in a triangle and how you can manipulate the face just by stretching that triangle. There's so much in this book that you really because what you see is a lot of art that we have that's like that commercial anime Genshin Impact look. They all have the same face. There's like two or three different kinds of faces, and then it's like, all right, let's let the factory run. But what a lot of art is, if you want to have characters that look original and have a unique flair to them, with how their facial looks like, caricature art is really useful for that. So let's get into this. We got mad art and caricature, drawing live caricatures. We're gonna go to a random page again. Whoa. See what we could pull out. Now that's a lot of writing. I don't think so. We just need a tip right here, dude. So drawing the nose. You know what? I wanted to. Yeah, he even gets into hair. Amazing. Let's do this one. Okay. Seven, 1925. Multiple and overlapping hair shapes create depth. All right. So let's see here. Hello, Pedro. Shit, I'm gonna like it for you guys. Oh. Okay, so I don't know why it doesn't show the comments. Sorry about that on TikTok. We're gonna keep going. So what do we got here? Mid-ground, foreground. Hair is often 10, 8. Okay, so we're gonna just do this. No, we'll do this. We'll just do the drawings. So we're just gonna put a circle. So he says this one is foreground. That means it's in the front. It's the shape that's foremost in the front of the hair. And he says this one is the midground. The middle ground. Okay. And then hair is often made up of multiple shapes. Okay, so he broke this one down. Okay. Okay, so he's saying these sort of ends, the ends of the hair, are going to be considered the background. And then he's saying the part that's not the locks in the front is going to be considered the midground, which is probably a majority of what the hair is. So he's saying majority of the hair shape is the midground. So, and then the foreground, that's sort of going to be a defining characteristic where the locks are, if there are hair locks or not. So, okay. So these are background. Okay, okay. He even does it again in here. Okay, so let's see. He's got the hairline. So he has a spotlight for the foreground. So I'm just gonna. And then he has. We're gonna color that one diagonally, and then he has a spot for the background. So he's saying that this is going to be considered background if you're zooming in like this. We're going to do that one horizontally, separate it. And then he's saying there's a spot just back here. And in this case, it's not what's taking the spotlight. It's the foreground. So we're going to do that one just vertically. Separate that. Okay, so that one is the midground, foreground, background. Okay. Last one is on here. Okay. Oh my goodness. I don't even know where I could fit that. Let's put it right here. Okay, we're gonna have to draw a smaller version of it. That's the chin. Okay, now. So he's got the foreground in this case because it's like an afro. Okay. Okay, so that's the foreground chunk of the hair. We're just going to foreground, abbreviate it. So then he's saying this portion of it is going to be the midground. That's okay, so this. So this whole area right here. Mid-ground. And then, oh shit, it goes into let's put that. Mid-ground. And then here is going to be this. It goes like this. That's gotcha. Okay, interesting. Hair. Hair is not just one single shape, but generally consists of a foreground, midground, and background. Sometimes these shapes are very obvious, like in the case of a hairstyle with bangs and a ponytail. In other styles, the separation is more gradual. The important thing to remember is to think in three dimensions, okay? Complex hair is also layered with foreground, midground, and background. Right. Okay, so he demonstrated that with this. So there's always, it's never flat, is what he's trying to tell you. He's trying to think in terms of three dimensions, in terms of breaking it down in foreground, midground, and background. Okay. What's the main takeaway? Sometimes these sections of hair create obvious shapes, and other times there is a little distinction in the transition. If I can see definite shapes, I'll sketch them out. If not, I look for other shapes within the larger hair shape. I'll look for parts in the hair of any shape places. I can see the roots. This indicates a place. No, this indicates a definite edge. And anywhere there's an edge, a shape can't be far behind. Okay, so that's useful. So he's saying look for the roots to find the shape and position of foreground, midground, background. Okay. Uh, hair length after affects the shapes because longer hair tends. Where was I? Right here. Hair length affects the shapes because longer hair tends to gather together more than shorter hair, which can appear more grizzled or spiky. The weight of longer hair pulls it down and creates narrower, longer shapes that can be straight to have waves varying from gentle. The hair itself is so varied, a feature that I could write a whole book on every single different hairstyle you might see and how best to draw it. But much of that is really a part of an artist's style. In fact, hair is one of the elements that varies the most interpretation through the individual's art style. A nose is a nose and so forth, but when you draw hair, you are really trying to draw the feel of the hair, not every strand. Okay. That's a nice tip to keep. Okay. Thus, hair is more of an interpretation than it is a definite feature, and so it's more subject to the type of drawing technique and style being utilized. With all that said, there are a number of concepts and tips with respect to drawing hair that are more or less universal. So this is the universal, I guess you would say, is like the foreground, midground, and background. Okay, I think we're good on that one. Go ahead. All that in there. Oh, all right, we got some art studying in. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. This away. Next, we're gonna end this live. We're gonna be doing some free sketch work in the next live. You know what? Let's do one on some nice paper too. Okay, in the next live, that's what we're gonna work on is some free sketching. Finish the art study, which was really nice. Honestly, I should be doing that more often. And we can share as we all grow together. So let's put this over here. But that'll be it for this one. And I'll be back in probably like 10 minutes once I get everything set up. All right, lights.